Hi guys, welcome back to another installment of Professor Charles S. Live. Oh yeah, ooh yeah. So today we're gonna talk about something that I decided to redo the video. Yes, I did. You heard it here from me, the exclusive. Literally a video on talking about fear and how to overcome fear and probably fears that everyone has somehow maybe experienced. Let's talk about fear. Fear. We all have fears. Yes. Fear of loneliness, fear of love, fear of trust. I want to talk to you guys about my first fear. I know it's gonna sound a little crazy that this kid was afraid of the dark. Yes, I was afraid of the dark. Believe it or not, that was like probably my first fear, afraid of the dark. I eventually outgrew the fear, you know what I'm saying, being afraid of the dark. And you know what? I don't know why, but maybe that's what it was. It was just, it was one of those fears that I'm like, okay, eventually maybe I'll just outgrow it and figure it out. Now, sometimes I sit in the room by myself with the lights off, just relaxing or just like, collecting my thoughts and how my day progressed or maybe just things I needed to learn from my day in silence in the dark. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for some people, it'll probably sound like a little crazy or nuts, but I like it. I like that I overcome that fear of darkness. I mean, like literally having the light on and just like, oh, really, but it's a fear. It was a fear that I had at some point, but I learned how to overcome the fear. Oh, the fear. That's one of the fears. The next fear is probably trust. Trust can be a finicky thing. And the reason I say trust, pretty much, there were situations where people kind of stepped on my trust. You know what I'm saying? They kind of stepped on me, stabbed me in the back, or just literally, I didn't know where to go because certain things they didn't say they were gonna do. You know what I'm saying? People can speak, but actions speak louder than words, correct? So they did certain things, actions took place, certain situations occurred, and I said, dang man, like I really, I'm not gonna say I put all my trust, but I put trust into you, and I never thought you would turn on me or betray me. And let me give you a prime example of a trust situation. There was a situation, and I had met someone that I wanted to work with on something, and I remember seeing that person last year. Literally, true story. Mad at me, mad at me, but you never did want to work with somebody. How does that work? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, my trust was broken because you lied to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, cool. All right, cool. You mad at me? Fine. But it's your fault that it didn't work because the trust was broken anyway. You know what I'm saying? And then I don't know, like I said, I was just like, I don't know if I want to work with other people due to that situation because how that person acted, you know what I'm saying? When I saw them again, it didn't lead to anything, guys, but it was just like, I don't ever want to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't trust your words, your dependability, your accountability. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, no, mm-mm. We're not going for another shot at this at all. Periods. The fear of death, man. I mean, a lot of us fear death. I mean, I think it's how people perceive it more so. I mean, me, as I've gotten a little bit older, I don't look at it as an ugly thing because we all have to leave. We have to leave this physical realm of life eventually. So I don't get very freaked out by it or cry about it or anything like that. I do cope with it differently. I sit in the room for a minute by myself to remember the person that passed. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's a fear of it, but all the wonderful memories that I had with that person that passed. That's the wonderful thing about it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes them going in peace. That's what brings me comfort. I don't look at death as this ugly thing when it's, just people have aged, up and got, maybe in their 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe even the hundreds. They live their life. So I don't look at it as their life was short lived, or, oh, they were young. And sometimes people, even when they're young, do great things. I know I had a coworker that was about to do different things, and I knew that he wasn't gonna stay where we worked, and I was just like, but I was happy to see when I went to his his celebration that they had for him. Literally, people from all walks of life, his college friends, the other people that he came across, that he had affluence of and was working with. He even had a podcast, that he was working on. I remember him telling me about that. And I was happy to see all these people show up to this event and not be like crying or in tears or in, or just, and I just was like, I felt the love. The love was there. Even though he was gone, the love was there, So that's why I said the fear of death, it doesn't really bother me, because we all have a checkout date. No matter how hard people think like, oh no, you know what I'm saying? So that's the other thing. Now, the fear pretty much love. Oh love, oh love, oh love. Love can be a great thing. Long as it is organic and original and not forced. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something I experience with love. And then if it's, I guess transparent and real, you know what I'm saying? But love, being in love with people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're in love with people, but you don't love them. You know what I'm saying? You have the fears that you love them, but you want to control them sometimes. It happens. Also, you want to, you fear that they'll find somebody better than you. You know what I'm saying? Also, just the fear of them, just you're never good enough. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that happen where people say, oh, my mate don't think I'm good enough, da da da. And I'm just like, because it's an insecurity. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And it's sad that people still go through that to an extent. Also, the fear of me losing best friends. I had to really start to understand that during the times I was losing best friends, I guess, for the life of me, guys, I confess, I literally I outgrew best friends. Certain lifestyles didn't work out because we're like night and day. Maybe it was just that it was time for me to move forward with my life. Maybe sometimes you can have best friends, but they're toxic, or other things could lead to the friendship kind of just falling apart, and you're the only one picking up the pieces to the puzzle. And that was something I had to realize, like losing these friends, it wasn't always my fault. And maybe I felt the insecurity of the fear of like, man, maybe if I could make this work again. And even when I tried, it just didn't work out. It didn't pan out the way it was supposed to be because it wasn't meant to be that way. So I used to have guilt, like, man, like, what is it about me? Why can't I keep a best friend? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of just been on like a whole best friend hiatus with making best friends, because it's a tricky business or a tricky, not necessarily a business, but just a tricky move, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to really understand people, and there are sides to people that you may not quite know about best friends. I've also experienced that when losing a few of them. I started to see like, yo, you was harboring this, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes birds of a feather fly together, and sometimes I didn't want to be affiliated with being labeled certain things. So that's why some best friends, I had to like literally leave alone, because I ain't want to be included in a title that's not me. Absolutely not. not this brother right here. So that was the other thing. Like I said, the fear of loneliness. A lot of us, since this quarantine, we don't know how to deal with ourselves. We don't know what to do with our alone time. Find books to read. Go find a podcast to check out. Go listen to music. Go meditate. If you got to go pray, go pray. You know what I'm saying? Do something that's going to keep your mind at ease, not losing your sanity, going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about I'm bored. You're not bored. You just ain't found nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, it's your boy, Professor Charles is live. Let's talk about these fears, guys. What are some of your fears? Did you overcome these fears? Or are you still trying to work on these fears? Hey, you tell me in the comments, guys. Your boy, Professor Charles is live. Oh, yeah. Welcome back. Guys, have a wonderful Monday. I'm out, guys. Moments high. Peace.